So the main character is introduced to the emperor, the empress, the crown prince, and the Empress Dagra. He meets the emperor, the empress, and the crown prince first. Then he goes and talks with the Empress Dagra on his own, and he's been anxious and wary because, the events from his past life. Her attitude is completely different because of his status and his family's status, but she still doesn't hide the fact she's despairing and upset over the fact that her son is marrying a man. But again, the main character, if you'd been born a woman, he would have been chosen as crown princess. That's how grand his status is. And no woman in their kingdom, no noble woman can compare to his status. So basically, marrying the main character is like marrying a golden egg. The main character's main issue is not even the Empress Dagra, it's literally the crown prince. The crown prince pulls the main character away after his talk with the Empress Dagra before he takes the main character back to his parents, the emperor, the empress, and the male lead, and talks with the main character, tells the main character he's going to bring up that the only way he will allow the male lead to marry the main character is if the male lead promises to take a concubine and births a child. I am not kidding. He brings that up to the main character, and the main character is literally heartbroken over it. And he tells the main character it will not be his fault, but the male lead's fault if the male lead agrees to his terms. I am not kidding. I wanted to punch this dude in his face. I know he's technically not wrong with the royalty thing, but still, I want to punch him in the face. The past house brother and the main character's knight, they go and investigate something, talking to a old servant who gives him some information that can go against the Marquis, like information about her master's mother, who had a ton of money even though she was a woman, a commoner woman, and yet she could move from one area to the next, specifically the royal capital, and live on her own with her two sons, where her two sons didn't even have to work there much themselves. Yeah, it's insane. And after one brother dies, the other brother dies with his wife. Like, it does not look good. But yeah, she only had the ton of money was because she birthed a noble's child. She didn't birth a noble's child, she helped birth a noble's child. She was, a mid-mother, someone that helps someone give birth. Yes, like, I am not kidding. And they're like, ooh, this is information, but we don't know what this information might lead us to. The main character decides to do something stupid. Again, I am not kidding. He decides to do something stupid, which is to go to a banquet being run by his ex-fiance's family. And yes, his sister-in-law is part of his ex-fiance's family. She is the sister of his ex-fiance. But still, it is insane. He decides to go to the banquet. And originally, he was going to go to the banquet with his ex-fiance. But now he can't because, again, this person is his ex-fiance. And they technically wanted to cancel him going to the banquet. But he's like, no, I have to go because I want to talk with him. And I also want to gather information about the Marquis because, again, the Marquis is the uncle to his ex-fiance. Yes, everything is a mess. And I'm just sitting there going, no, let your husband do his investigation, leave things alone. Like, I already know what this man wants to do to the main character. Like, his ex-fiance wants to use the main character for the main character's family status and wealth. Like, leave him alone. He doesn't deserve your apologies or talk with him. Just leave the situation alone. Do not go to the banquet. But, sadly, I can't scream loud enough to get into the book, to get into the main character's ears. And sadly, the main character doesn't listen to anybody at all. They end up letting the main character go with his maternal grandmother. And I wish they just didn't. He goes with her and he does get information about the Marquis. He does important information through his grandmother, but still, he shouldn't have even gone to the banquet. He should stay home because, again, I know he's going to get himself in danger and he's going to cause a situation where his engagement with the male lead might be ruined. Like, I know it. I just know that it's going to be an issue and it's going to be a problem, but sadly, he never listens to me and he never takes anything that happened to him as a sign that maybe he shouldn't do stuff on his own. But no. He does promise that if he sees the Marquis at the banquet, he will leave, but come the hell on. Just don't go to it. Like, do not go to it. So for the main character and Melody to get married, they don't just have to have the emperor's approval, they have to have the Congress's approval and the royal officials' approval, and they're having a whole conversation, and no surprise they do have the Congress's and the royal officials' approval, because the main character's, if he had been born a girl, he would have been literally crown princess. There had been no ifs or buts, he would have been crown princess. So everyone's in agreement that he would marry the Melody. Except the Marquis has to open his mouth and state that because the main character's relationship with his ex-fiancée is an issue, and he brings up again the main character's ex-fiancée is his own nephew. He's like, that's a little, and everyone's like, yeah, because again, the whole purity thing is a big thing, a big, huge, innocent, like, I am not kidding. The crown prince stands up for the main character and points out he himself was attracted to the main character because he's literally a goddess. He's beautiful enough to be a literal goddess. And he's like, I asked the main character to marry me when he had his vow of adulthood. So, like, back off, people, back off. But he brings up that he wants the Melody to get a concubine and birth the child because, again, they have barely any male heirs outside of him and his uncle. And the Melody is furious, but he's not as furious as the main character's father, who wages war. He threatens literal war and forming his own country if the Melody takes a concubine, because this will be high disrespect for his child, who is literally his status and background would make him crown princess. Like, he is furious. Luckily, the Melody backs the main character's father up, and the emperor again backs the main character's father up. They're like, we don't care that there is no male heirs. Like, you can go and get married and have kids if you're so worried about having no male heirs. Because again, we know that the crown prince is not afraid of having children himself because he doesn't want the throne. He wants the Melody to take the throne. So he needs the Melody to have children so those children can take the throne. Because again, he doesn't want the throne. He wants to ruin his uncle's relationship, but he's kind of okay with his uncle getting in a relationship because he wants his uncle to find true love and care. The same with the Empress Dagron. She told the main character to bring hope to her son, to make him fall in love, like give him care, give him hope. Because again, there is something suspicious about the royal family, because the emperor told the main character, when he told the main character he accepts the main character's marriage to the Melody, that he needs to be wary about what love turns their royal family into. It turns them in crazy. They turn them into insane people. And I'm like, what? But they didn't fully go in detail on that. And I'm starting to get vibes from, like, demonic Grandmaster of Demonic Arts with Llewellyn Jin and the Land Clan. Like, it's giving me that vibes. I am not kidding you. It's giving me that vibes.